is going on YouTube? Welcome back to JD's Nerdverse. We're doing a playthrough today of Pokemon Blue with Snorlax, the sleeping Pokemon. Very interesting Pokemon. If you would like, in the description down below, there is a link to a prediction video that I posted on Monday. Recommend you go check it out. It gives a little more deep dive into its stats, into its, its moveset, things like that. And it's just a little more content that you can enjoy. Also, while you're here, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe. This is a YouTube channel run by one person. And my goal is to try to get to 400 subscribers by the end of the year. Don't know how well it's going to go, but we'll see. But by the way, I can't spell garbage here. I spell garage instead of garbage, because that's what I'm naming my rival. So yeah, Snorlax. Let's dive into this bad boy. So Snorlax, I use the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to sub out Charmander for Snorlax. We get the potion early, by the way. We go run in some grass, and the professor's like, "Oh no, don't go in the grass. You don't have a Pokemon yet. Let's go get some." So he takes me to his lab. And like I said, we sub out Charmander. There really wasn't a great option to sub out. The first option was Bulbasaur, but we get Ice Beam later. Then we have, it was Squirtle. If our rival, we have Thunderbolt. And if Charmander actually is the worst, because we get Bubble Beam early and Water Gun. And then later we get Thunderbolt. So we have a double whammy against them. So wasn't the best option. So I just went with the lesser of all evils, which was just take Charmander and call it a day. So yeah, there's not really a great option the rival part. So yeah, and we're saving right now. That's what we're waiting on right now, and then we're going to start the timer. So I start the timer as soon as I start moving towards like the door, because that's when the first battle really initiates, and we get our rival fight. He has a Squirtle. Doesn't have any advantage against us. I really, like I said, I guess the thing I could have done is choose Charmander, and then you have to deal with Gyarados, but we're getting Thunderbolt. So the rival battle is pretty trivial with this Pokemon because you get so many options. So here are our stats for this Pokemon: 160 HP, 110 attack, 65 defense, 65 special, and 30 speed. So attack and HP are our best stats. We have high attack, a lot of our moves are physical, which is great, and we have high HP, so we can take a lot of damage. Defense and special are kind of bad, but we do have two moves that mitigate that. We have Amnesia and Harden, and we can do the badge which glitch with either one of those. So those things can get mitigated pretty quickly. Our speed is 30, and there's not a lot we can do. We're going to use a lot of carbs to try to boost this as much as we possibly can. But like I said about the badge boost will help that, but that really doesn't occur until later in the game. We have to beat KangaskDan to get that kind of boost. And now we move on to our second rival fight. Our second rival fight comes out with a Pidgey and a Squirtle. We really just don't want to get sand attacked, but we get sand attacked right away. But Baymax, which is what I named him, but Snorlax gets right through, powers through it, and you just need a 2-shot on each Pokemon to knock him out. And then we move on and just take care of the last bug trainer in the forest. And yeah, I named him Baymax because, as Baymax says in the movie, I'm not very fast. And neither is this Pokemon, and they're both kind of squishy. So this is Baymax to Snorlax. And we're moving on to the Million Light Years trainer. Now this trainer is pretty trivial. It's Diglett. We'll go first and get something off, but we will headbutt it and get 1 shot. And now we should 3-shot this Sandshrew. And we just don't want to get sand attacked, which it does. But like I said, we have enough bulk, and it's doing a normal type move. It doesn't do a lot, so we'd have plenty of time to knock this thing out. But we get to knock out anyway. So we're level 12. Now I don't cut the footage here, and the reason why is because we're just going to go out and heal, and we're going to try this attack at level 12. Now, if a normal type Pokemon with a normal move can beat Brock at level 12, that is a feat. That is a very, very awesome feat to get accomplished as a normal type Pokemon, which Snorlax is. However, he is very powered. I wouldn't say overpowered, but he's very powerful. So to get this done, Wakanda forever. We're facing Brock, and Geodude's not going to be a problem. So Headbutt is, and I'll go over some of the moveset right now. Headbutt's 70 base power, 100% accurate. It is also stab, so it ends up being 105 base power, but the downside to it is only has 15 power points. But it does do enough to knock it out. It's a very powerful move to start the game with. Now, what we got to do with Onix is we're going to run out of Headbutt soon. Onix is 2 levels higher than us. He's actually a little bit faster than us, too. And so we're going to use the other 2 moves. Now, Amnesia will be useless in this fight when it comes to actually boosting our stats, but Amnesia actually can up our special by 1 stage. And if you do, you can do it up to 3 times. So it really helps you boost your stats later in the game. That's where the badge boost glitch comes in. But right now what it does, whenever Onix initiates Bide, whatever damage we do to him, he'll do it back double. So Amnesia is what we can select during that time frame, and no damage will be done, and he'll basically just waste his time. We can also use Rest. Rest will replenish our health to full, but put us to sleep for 2 turns, but he's not doing anything super crazy anyway. We just gotta hope that he doesn't go for Screech that often. Tackle really doesn't hurt us unless he goes for a lot of screeches, and that lowers our defense by a stage, which our defense is already pretty garbage. So it's just a battle of attrition. It's just timing everything right. We do have to complete all of our power points to get through this. So we have 0 amnesias left. We used them all. We just used the last headbutt. We have to rest, and we got to time it just right so we have enough health that we can have to knock out this Pokemon. What we have to use is Struggle. Whenever you deplete all your power points in Generation 1, oh, actually never generation, I guess, you get a move called Struggle. It's a normal base move, 50 base power, but it does recoil. So whatever you do to the opposition, I think it's a half or a quarter, I don't remember which, but it deals back to itself. So we're doing Struggle right now, and we're getting very close. He goes for Bide, it gives us 2 turns to knock it out, we win. Very close battle, but beating Brock with a normal type Pokemon lower level than him is a very rare feat, and Snorlax has done that. And he conserves himself a lot of time. So at less than 9 minutes, we got through Brock. So I've already went through Headbutt, Amnesia, Rest, so I'm not going to go over them again. The rest of these moves we do not use, but I do want to go over them just for the sake of going over them. Body Slam is 85 base power. Now, we don't use them via level. Let me rephrase that. We can use all these moves except for Harden via TM. Body Slam will get used, just not via level up. 85 base power, 100% accurate. With Stab, it's like 128 base power, I think is what it is. So it's a pretty powerful move, and it works very well with our attack stats. A perfect move for this Pokemon. We get that on the SSN. We do not need to wait till level 35 to get it. Harden would have been a move that would have been great. It can up our defense and also badge boost. However, Amnesia is just significantly better. It's significantly better badge boosting move, so we got to hang on to it the whole game, but it's better than Harden. Double Edge, 100 base power, 150 with Stab, 100% accurate. The problem with this Pokemon, this move is recoil. So I hang on to it just in case I need a little more oomph in the Elite Four, but I really don't think it's going to get used in this playthrough. And Hyper Beam would have been very powerful to use, but it's just too inconsistent, not enough power points for me to rely on it. So I did not go with Hyper Beam. So yep, that's our moves. And now we move on to Mount Moon, where Mount Moon we gotta go over a very broad TM moveset. Sorry if the playthroughs got very small, but this is a very big moveset that I have to go over here. So I'm gonna skim over a bunch of them, but I'm gonna go over the ones that are important for sure. So in Mount Moon we can get 2 moves called Water Gun and Mega Punch. So Mega Punch I'll start with first. 80 base power, 85% accurate. It's a good move, it's Stab, so it's like 120 base power. The only problem is it doesn't have great accuracy, so that does suck about that move. But it is what it is. Mega Kick we're not going to use, Tox we're not going to use. Body Slam is probably this move, this Pokemon's bread and butter. 85 base power, 100% accurate. I already went over this in the level up move set. It's pretty much one of the most reliable moves a Pokemon can get. Takedown and Double Edge won't be used. Bubble Beam is I'll go over Water Gun first. Water Gun works with our special stats, so until we start boosting our special, but it does give us some counters to like water or rock and ground type. So like right here, Sandshrew, that's a 2-shot, very easy. So we have low stats on special, so it's not one-shotting, but later Bubble Beam will counter that. Bubble Beam 65 base power, get that after we beat Misty, so we can get that pretty early in the game as well. So 2 very powerful moves to go inside with Headbutt and then Mega Punch and then Body. It just snowballs very well. Ice Beam and Blizzard are both 2 moves we can get. 95 base power with Ice Beam, 100% accurate. I like it better in Blizzard. 120 base power, 90% accurate with Blizzard. Ice Beam's just significantly better, but it's one of the best moves you get in the game. But I do hold off on teaching it just to make sure. This playthrough was planned very well, so you'll see what I mean here in a little bit. Hyper Beam, Payday, we don't use. Submission, Counter, and Seismic Toss Seismic Toss could have been useful, but I didn't use it. Rage, it's normal base power. It'd be great early. It's a great Pokemon to get it. High attack stat, normal type, but we don't use it. Thunderbolt gets used in Elite Four. I save it for the Elite Four because in Elite Four you have Lance's Gyarados and you have all Lorelei's team, and also your rival has a Pidgeot and a Blastoise. So Thunderbolt's very useful. So 95 base power, 100% accurate. When we start doing our special boosts, this move gets very powerful. Okay, we don't use Thunder. We use Earthquake for a little bit in the Elite Four. It's a great move, and I probably could use it a little bit earlier. I just time it perfectly so it fits perfectly with our moveset. You'll see what I mean by that here in a little bit. 100 base power, 100% accurate, works with our attack stats. Very good move to have. Psychic is also a great move to have. 90 base power, 100% accurate. It definitely does some great type coverage for some gym leaders and some battles you have to fight mid-game. Mimic we can use. I don't think we do in this playthrough, but we can use it. It helps us copy a move from the opposition. Double Team, Reflect, Bide, Metronome, Self-Destruct, Fire Blast, Skull Bash, Psywave we don't use. Rest can get used because it can replenish our health. Rock Slide we can use it. We don't use it, but we can. Substitute, Surf, and Strength all can be used, but we don't use any of those in this playthrough. So we have a very embarrassment of riches here when it comes to moveset. Very good moveset. A lot of diversity here. This is why normal type to me is probably one of the best types, because it has so much move diversity. And so after we get out of Mount Moon, we go into Misty's Gym. Misty's Gym is not going to be too difficult. We do have some pretty powerful stab moves. We're level 20, so we're higher level than most of the things in here. Mega Punch is just blasting through everything. Now, we don't want to rely on Mega Punch too much because, you know, it's not very accurate. So, but it's doing very good right now, and I'm trying to save Headbutt because it has a lower amount of power points. And right now, see, we're missing right there. It's a dumb miss. We get the knockout, and now we're just saving and healing, and we're going to face Misty. If we face Misty, that means we can go through the rest of the game from this moment on with a very powerful water-type move known as Bubble Beam. So that's the real benefit here. So I'm going to start the battle off. I'm going to go for Amnesia. This will up my special stat, or special total, and it'll make it so her Bubble Beams and Water Guns don't do that much damage. And you know, it will up our attack stat too. So we have Brock's Badge. Brock's Badge gives a 12.5% boost in our attack stat, and every time we do a stat modifying move like Amnesia, it boosts it. So we beat Misty, we get TM11, and we move on to our third rival fight. Third rival fight, this is pretty much a trivial battle. We're just very, I don't want to say overpowered, but we are very powerful right now. Headbutt will be a one-shot, very good. Abra comes out. To be safe, we're just going to set up an Amnesia. That way nothing special can hit us, and it's going to make our attacks. So I would love to know exactly how much damage it does. I don't have Game Hook, something I've contemplated doing in the future, which reads out stats and how powerful moves are in every, after badge boosts and everything against every opponent, whatever case may be. But we get the easy win against our opposition, and we move on to the rest of Nugget Bridge. Now on Nugget Bridge, two things. First off, we have a lot of moves, so I don't have to go back and heal. Okay? But second, I like to go over some things on Nugget Bridge. I'm a big Pokemon fan, and this is Nugget Bridge where we get a prize at the end. So here's my prize to you. There's other YouTubers out there that have great Pokemon content that I recommend everyone to partake in. One is first two that got me really into Pokemon is Zero's 11 and Scott's Thoughts. Two completely different styles, but nonetheless very entertaining Pokemon videos. And then there's a couple other ones out there. There's a couple recent ones lately. Squidgy, great Gen 2 content. There is Eggsceptional, has great Gen 3 content. You also have KangaskDan, you have Van Man, you have M&J TV, M&J TV Plays. Yeah, there's a couple of them out there. I'm trying to get their information. I eventually want to put a graphic up of their cards so you guys can check them out. But in the description down below are their links if you want to go check out other good, fun Pokemon content. Gym Leader Matt's another one, and I recommend you check them out. If you like Pokemon videos as much as I do, you will enjoy their content as well. Okay. So we're almost at the end of Nugget Bridge here, and this is very trivial. A lot of the battles in this game are trivial. What I want to mention about this Pokemon is there's not a lot of like barriers. There's not a lot of barriers. The biggest barrier was Brock. Now from this moment on, we're going to have some kind of move to be super effective against every gym leader. Okay, so we're going on to the SSN, and I usually don't show this, but you know what? This is actually one of the shortest videos I've ever made because of how fast this Pokemon was. So that's why I'm adding in these little things that I usually wouldn't add in. I usually wouldn't add in the path from Brock to the Brock's gym to heal and then back to Brock's gym. I wouldn't show this path. But we add Body Slam. Body Slam now takes this Pokemon, just completely unlocks it, gives it its the most reliable move I believe in the game. We replace Mega Punch because it's unreliable. Now we have three 100% accurate, very powerful moves: Headbutt, Body Slam, Bubble Beam. And I didn't even say it. That's how confident I am that we're going to just beat the crap out of our rival. We're going to polish him off pretty nicely. Body Slam. Body Slam. One shot. One more Body Slam. We're level 26. Body Slam. One shot. And Body Slam on the Wartortle. He's pretty bulky. We might not one shot. We do. We do one shot. Very powerful. Take care of the rival. Beat him. And move on to the Lieutenant Surge. Now, I'm going to pause this for a second and explain something. If you're looking at this right now, you're looking at the time. The time is not moving. So what happened was, I got off the Lieutenant Surge and I paused the timer to do the trash cans. Okay. Now, I got the trash can done and I saved right where you're looking, but I did not turn the timer back. I did not turn the camera back on. So I stopped recording when I'm looking for the button because that's just unneeded footage. So I did not turn the recording back on. So I beat Lieutenant Surge and went all the way to Lavender Town and because I went after Lavender Down, turned off the timer, because one of my times in which I stop the clock and stop recording is when I get there, so I can go to sell it on City, buy some stuff, sell some stuff, whatever. That's in my rules. That's part of my rules. But I went to go turn off the camera, and I realized the camera was not on. So 28 minutes is what it takes from this moment now to get all the way to Lavender Town, or I stop the timer after I go into the Pokemon Center. Okay, that is why the timer's not airing right now. And I did not want to restart this entire run and punish this Pokemon who has been doing very good up to this point. So that is why the timer's not running. So the events play out exactly the same. I beat Lieutenant Surge. I beat Boomer the Hiker. Excuse me. I beat all the people in Rock Tunnel. They're very easy. We have very good moves against them. Body Slam's great. Thunderbolt's good against the Slowpoke Trainer. And we also have Bubble Beam to beat Boomer the Hiker. Okay, so I just want to make that clear. So that is why the timer stopped right now. Is because I stop it for the button in here, but I also turn off the camera, because this is also an opportunity where I can use the restroom, go check on my child, whatever the case may be. So just keep that in mind when you're watching this. This is the only time in the video that the timer stopped, because it stops here because of a reason. That is one of the reasons the trash can's in here, okay? So let's continue with this fight with Lieutenant Surge. Lieutenant Surge, by the way, is a cakewalk. Volt's Orb, really all he can do is either Screech to lower my defense, or he can set up an X speed, which is dumb. He's always going to outspeed. He's the fastest Pokemon in the game. I don't make... Electric Pokemon are very fast. So there's 2 one-shots. If we one-shot the Raichu, we do. So Lieutenant Surge is a cakewalk. So we beat him, and we move on to the next phase of the game. Like I said, I just stopped the timer for that alone. And we go on to Rocket Game Corner. Nothing very special in here, but the Rocket Game Corner is a place we can get a couple experience points, but really we get a lot of high-price items we can sell. Now at this point, I've given our Snorlax a couple carbs to boost our speed, so we can be more effective in battle going forward. So it doesn't make us outspeed everyone, but we're going to outspeed some things. But we want to face Giovanni. Giovanni is a cakewalk. He has 2 ground-type Pokemon. We have Bubble Beam, one shot on the Onyx, one shot on the Rhyhorn, and is Kangaskhan a one shot? It should be with Body Slam, maybe. Nope, but it'll be a 2-shot. Bite does a little bit, decent amount of damage, but we get the win, and we level up and beat Giovanni. And we dig out of here to face our rival fight. Okay, so now we are facing our 5th rival fight. 5th rival comes out with a Pidgeotto. Body Slam, we miss, but Body Slam's a one-shot when we do hit. Growlithe, Body Slam's a one-shot. Execute is a one-shot as well. All these are one-shots. Very trivial battle. We are way over-leveled for this battle. Very trivial, but the game... Oh, we don't one-shot the War Turtle, so very confusing there. But get the win, and we move on. And we move on to Erica's Gym. Erica's Gym is pretty trivial. We have 2 very good moves that are just going to take out... Plus we're level 35, so we're like 12 levels higher than everything else right now. Definitely could have been a Pokemon where I could avoid a lot more battles, but I wasn't aware of that when I played it. This is a... you play through right as you get it, and you kind of see how it goes. I thought maybe we need more, maybe it would help with our speed, so that's the reason why I fought a little more battles than I needed to. But we have Body Slam and Psychic. Both those moves are going to be very effective against all the Pokemon here. One, because of level. We're 14 levels higher. 14, 13 levels higher, whatever it is. And also, so Body Slam's super effective just because it's super effective against everything because we're that powerful, except for like rock types. But a Psychic move is very effective because of all the grass Pokemon in Generation 1, 2 of them don't have Grass Psychic as a move. Tangela is just Grass, and Execute is Grass Psychic. So yeah, so we don't have to, but Erica doesn't have a Grass Psychic Pokemon, so we can just use Psychic against all of them and pretty much sweep her entire team. So yeah, that's what we're going to do here. We also might want to do Amnesia just to help boost our stats a little bit to make it more powerful. But that is what we have right now to go up against Erica. So we have pretty much all the things we need, all the best things we need. We have the moves, we have the stats, everything level. So we're saving right now just to be safe. You never know. You can never be too precautious when it comes to these things. So we're going to go ahead and face Erica. Now look at the time. This is one of the slowest Pokemon I've ever played through as. And our time is at 1 hour and 33 minutes. And we've got all we have left now is Koga, Sabrina, Blaine, 1 rival fight, 2 Giovanni fights, and that's it. So we have and another rival fight, and then we have the Elite Four. So we don't have a lot of things left in this game we have to take care of. So I'm doing Amnesia to boost my stats. I'm poisoned, so he can't paralyze me. So that's why I'm doing this. I'm not really worried about him hitting me with anything. Psychic will dang near one-shot, but it doesn't. But it will one-shot the Vileplume for sure. And we get the win against Erica. Not a very... not like the easiest win. She did get us poisoned. We got down to orange health. So not too bad. But we get the win nonetheless. And we are going to progress on to... I believe it's Koga's gym. Yeah, Koga's gym. Now, in his gym, there are some things that can be pretty damaging. All the Pokemon in here are pretty much Psychic type, not Poison type, which they have Poison moves, which you're going to see here. So it's showing very obviously that this is definitely... There's a reason why they're in here. They're Psychic Pokemon, and they're kind of like annoying because they have Psychic moves and stuff and not Poison moves. But you'll see here, I get poisoned in pretty much every battle that I have. Poison Gas, that's why it's in here. Because of that one move, I think that's why the whole Drowsy line is in this. So we badge boosted one time to up our attack stat. And we're one-shotting all of them, but we did get poisoned. And poisoned isn't the greatest thing, but it's not the worst thing ever. We can heal. It also isn't the worst strategy ever to go into a battle with poison. And the reason why I say that is because if the other Pokemon has like paralyzed moves and sleeping moves, if you're already poisoned, you can't get paralyzed or put asleep again. You can only have one ailment except for confusion. Confusion can work in conjunction with sleep and paralyzed and so on and so forth. But with if you're poisoned, yeah, they can't do anything to you other than just attack you, which is fine because if you get one shots, you're not going to take any damage. It's like right now, I'm not quite one-shotting everything, which is kind of confusing, considering Arbok is a poison type. So this one got pretty closer than I wanted to. But we go ahead and move on. We actually went out and healed and came back. But through the magic of editing, it looks like I literally just took 2 steps and I'm fully healed. So I did go out and heal and go back. If you check the time, you'll see like a 10-second lapse there. And so now we're taking on the Arbok. It's not a one-shot. You got Amnesia first. It's not stab, and we don't have great special until we use Amnesia. So that's the reason why for that. So now we got the final juggler here. Hopefully Body Slam can just be a one-shot. It is on the Drowsy. I don't know if it'll be on the Hypno. But the good news is, we just leveled up. So the odds of us leveling up against Koga are way, 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 way down. So right now I'm just going to go right into the battle. I'm very confident in this. Didn't even save. Didn't even save for this battle because I know what's going to happen. We're going to go ahead and set up an Amnesia. 1, 2. Even though we just got our accuracy lowered, I think Psychic's still going to steamroll this entire team. Without prejudice, we'll knock every single one of these Pokemon out. No, I don't think any of them are going to be able to tank anything. Maybe Weezing will tank 1. But, nope. 4 up, 4 down. Good morning, good evening, good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Knockout of Koga, the complete decimation of his team. We get Toxic. We don't need Toxic. But we're going to get out of here. We're going to go all the way to Cinnabar Island. We're going to face Blaine. So, I fought every Pokemon trainer in this gym to get the last few bit of levels I can before the Elite Four. So, we're going to use Amnesia twice. Growlithe can't really do anything to us other than maybe burn us, but he actually is using Leer, which is helping our attack stat and special even more. So I'm going to knock. Actually, doesn't help our special because we don't have the bat. Blaine's Gym gives us a special boost. Rapidash is a one-shot. Arcanine is a one-shot. We steamroll through Blaine's Gym. See what I mean? Where there's nothing that's like slowing this Pokemon down. We have so much diversity of moves. We can badge boost to get our attacks so high that the battle becomes trivial. And then we move on to our 6th rival fight in Silphco. His team is rounding out very well. So we start off with Pidgeot. We're going to set up Amnesia on. We do have Thunderbolt, but we haven't added to our moveset yet because we don't need to. I'm saving it because I need Water Gun to help me get through the Giovanni fights, which I could actually use Ice Beam, but I prefer Water Gun. Just so I can save it, just so I'm not... Don't need to add a move unless you need to. If you add a move too early, I can tell you a couple playthroughs where I've added moves too early, and it's cost me, and it's better to add it late than early. So, but we got the knockout, we get the win over our rival, very convincing win, and move on to Giovanni number 2. Giovanni number 2. He looks very weird on here, just so you know. He looks like he has like his lips are very like whenever you're looking at his lips are very like out there. So Amnesia, and it'll be a one-shot on the Nidorino. It'll be a one-shot on the Kangaskdan. It'll be a one-shot on the Rhyhorn. And Nidoqueen is also poison type, so one-shot on her. So very trivial battles. And this is why this is one of the fastest playthroughs I've ever had. So now we move on to Sabrina. Now Sabrina can be tricky, but we have a very good physical move. The only problem we have is she will outspeed us. So that is why you're going to see from the get-go we go for Amnesia to help boost our speed. We do it twice, so now her moves aren't going to do as much to us because our defense is up when it comes to our special. So now Body Slam should steamroll her entire team. Now we just lost a badge boost there on speed, but as long as we just don't take anything super crazy, our psychic, our special stat is still very high, so we're still good there. We just got to tank a couple psychics. Nothing can be done to us. We can do everything to her, Sabrina, and her whip. We get the win. We're at 44 minutes, so this is where we're like kind of under the gun here, and we want to get to Giovanni, and at 46 minutes is when we're about to take on Giovanni. He will be a steamroll. All we have to do is badge boost 1 or 2 times against the Rhyhorn. Get Amnesia up and running. 2, 3, and we actually added Ice Beam now to have more powerful, just in case we lost our badge boost. And now we still don't outspeed the Doug Trio, but he did hit a Sand Attack, which is stupid. Psychic will one-shot both the Nidoking and Nidoqueen because, you know, we have we're badge boosted and Psychic's very powerful against them. They're weak to it, and Ice Beam will knock out the Rhyhorn. So under 47 minutes, we beat Giovanni, and we progress on to our last rival fight before the Elite Four. And now we're in the rival fight before the Elite Four. He's going to come out with his Pidgeot, I'm sorry. We're going to set up on the Pidgeot. He no longer has Sand Attack, so the fear of being having our accuracy lowered is gone. It's obliterated. And 3, so now we will steamroll his entire team. Ice Beam will one-shot Pidgeot. Rhyhorn to get one shot as well with Ice Beam. Growlithe will get one shot as well with Ice Beam. Execute will get one shot. Alakazam, we're going to switch to Body Slam and knock it out in one shot. It does get a Psychic off, good for it. Now we level up and we get access to Double Edge. We don't need it. Blastoise, this will not be a one-shot. However, it's going to be very powerful. Skull Bash does nothing to us. We shake it off and we beat Garbage and we move on to the Elite Four. And right before the Elite Four, we're going to go ahead and look at our stats of this Pokemon at this point. So we're going to get the stats up. Attack. Our stats are, our health is 275. That was one of our highest stat was health. HP, 160. Okay. So our health is all the way up to 275. We are level 57. Okay. We have used all but I think 4 of our rare candies actually, because I had a little bit of a different strategy with this playthrough. Defense, attack is 164. A very good attack. It'll get badge boosted as soon as we use Amnesia. Okay, defense 108, that'll get boosted as well. Speed is 75, so still not over 100, but whenever we start initiating Amnesia, we will get our speed boosted. We'll probably get over 100 at least. And specials 107, which will go up immensely once we start using Amnesia. Now, the strategy with this playthrough, so we have so much move coverage, so a little bit more design and like planning was put into this, because so many moves that you can have so much screw up. Well, let me just go into the moves and I'll show you what I mean. So right now we're starting off with Thunder. We are facing Lorelei. Lorelei has a lot of water Pokemon. So Thunderbolt will be very effective against all of them. Body Slam will pretty much be very effective against Jinx because she has very high special but low defense. And then Psychic, it won't be used at all, but it'll be used against the next one. So Bruno is tricky because Bruno has a lot of fighting moves. And it has counter, so you got to be very careful what you use against Bruno. He can counter things and knock you out in one hit. You also have a move called High Jump Kick that Hitmonlee has that can knock us out in pretty much one hit as well if we're not too careful. So I usually don't use a rare candy against Bruno because if we level it in battle, it's very trivial. It doesn't matter. But in this case, we're going to badge boost on the Onix, and we're going to need to badge boost on the Onix to boost our speed so that we can outspeed all this Pokemon. We don't want to level up middle of battle for that reason. Okay, and we have more strategies I'll go over against Agatha, but we're going into the Elite Four with Thunderbolt, Body Slam, Psychic, Amnesia. All of them have a great purpose for the first 2 trainers, and I'll go over what happens when we change up against Agatha. So that's our stats. Let's go on and let's get this bad boy started. This is all one take, by the way. This is the first try victory on all of them, so it's not gonna be multiple attempts here. Starts off with Dugong. We're just gonna go for Amnesia. Amnesia. He does a little bit of damage, no big deal, no big whoop. Thunderbolt, one shot, knock it out. Cloyster comes out. Thunderbolt, one shot. Cloyster has a very low special, so get the one shot pretty easy. Slowbro, also water type, very good. We're going to go for Body Slam. Jinx gets to Thrash off, so she still outspeeds as much as I've badge boosted. And the last Pokemon, Lapras, is a one-shot. Now, with very little, we lost very little health. It's a very dominant win. And I want to let you know that the time we're trying to beat here to get the fastest playthrough, which I said earlier that some waste of time cost us this, is 51 minutes and like 45 seconds, which is what Mr. Mime got. And we had a lot of errors in Mr. Mime. We still had that time. So we're badge boosting right here. And the reason why we're badge boosting is we do not want to level up in the middle of battle, which we might, but we get the knockout regardless. Knockout on the Hitmonlee. We are outspeeding. If you're noticing this, we are outspeeding. Okay, so we get the Machamp. Is it a one-shot? It is. Steamroll through his entire team. We did not want to level up in the middle of battle for that reason. Now, up against Agatha. Agatha, we're going to substitute out a move. We're going to put Earthquake in. We're going to put it in place of Psychic. We don't need Psychic anymore. Nothing we face is going to need... Psychic's going to be not going to be super effective against anything. So we're going to add Body Slam. Earthquake. Earthquake is a move that is super effective against Agatha and her ghost types. So this will be the play. Now, the problem with Agatha is Agatha will outspeed us. So, yeah, that's the tricky part. So this battle can get very mucky and very dirty. She can poison you, confuse you, paralyze you, put you to sleep. So we're going to go for Earthquake, see if it's a one-shot. It isn't a one-shot. So we don't have to badge boost to beat her. But I'm going to try and do Amnesia against the Golbat just to be safe. Thunderbolt. We're going to go ahead and go now. Earthquake, this switch out thing's kind of annoying. We get confused, so we do a little damage to ourselves. So this can get scary. It can get very scary, but Haze really doesn't do anything to us. Okay, we haven't really badge boosted yet, so we get put to sleep. Now, if we went for Dream Eater here consistently, he probably could have knocked us out pretty fast, but he doesn't. He puts us right back to sleep. Now I'm like, oh, we're going to get a reset on Agatha. I know it. I know we're going to get a reset on Agatha. We get a little bit of convenience there, and we get the knockout. We have Earthquake, get the knockout on the Arbok. So the last Gengar, is it a one-shot? It is a one-shot. A Nightshade, anything there pretty much would have knocked us completely out. But we get the win over Agatha. A very sloppy win, but we'll take it nonetheless. But that's why you have a lot of hit points. That's the one benefit to this Pokemon. Now, I don't really know why I added Blizzard here. Blizzard was not necessary. But I thought I'd just add another move so I have more than one Ice move, which is what the benefit of that was. So, yeah. Actually, we removed Ice Beam. That's why. We removed Ice Beam to put in Thunderbolt. And so this was putting an Ice move back on. So that's why I did that. So now we are badge boosted. We're healed. We're healed. We are one level higher, so we won't level up in battle. Gyarados comes out, and we're going to go for Thunderbolt. One shot. Very good. He did Leer, so that boosts our stats as well. But now we're going to use Amnesia. We have great health. He gives it. Now we got to turn the Recharge, and we're going to go for Blizzard. And hopefully this will knock out all of his Pokemon. And we're going to go for Thunderbolt on the Aerodactyl. He will outspeed us. He does not confuse us, though. He tried to do it. That's why I don't like that move. It's 50% accurate. And then the last Dragonite is a one-shot. So this is planning out very well. And we just passed Mr. Mime's time, so we're not going to end up beating Mr. Mime. However, we are well on our pace to be the second fastest Pokemon I've ever played through as. So we're going to heal up real quick. If we can get this done in one try. Okay, we don't have to add anything. We have 2 PP ups. We're going to add those to... I don't know why I added to Amnesia. Should have added it to like Blizzard or something. There we go. And we're just gonna save real quick, and we're moving on to the last fight, the rival fight. Let's do it. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Okay, we already did that, and I just wasted myself about 10 seconds there of doing that. So our rival's gonna come out with a Pidgeot. We already know what this is gonna happen here. We're gonna set up on Pidgeot. We're not gonna level up in battle, hopefully, because we just gave her our candy. We got 2 Amnesias. He's going for Sky Attack. We're going to go for Thunderbolt, get the knockout. Very good. We don't get any... Well, we get hit a little bit, but not by Sky Attack. So Body Slam's a one-shot. Very good. Rhydon is going to be a knockout with Blizzard. Okay, the next Pokemon is Arcanine. Body Slam is not a one-shot, but he doesn't really do anything to us. Takedown does Squat. And then Executor comes out. That's why we added Blizzard, to make sure we can keep knocking him out one shot. So we're down to the last Pokemon, Thunderbolt. Is it a one-shot? It is a one-shot. We decimate the Elite Four in our first try on all of them. A little bit of planning came into place with all these moves to see if we can get the optimum fight, and that's how we did it. Losing Ice Beam was a risk because it was so powerful for most of the game, but it made complete sense to add it at that point. So here we are. At level 62, we beat the game, and at 53 minutes and 33 seconds, we end up beating the game. This is our second fastest time we've ever done. And I probably could have got it under Mr. Mime's time. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to be faster Mr. Mime, because if you watch the Mr. Mime, I can literally point out about 6 minutes of game time that that I got cost because of mistakes. So in the future, I do plan on doing a rerun with Mr. Mime to get it under 49 minutes and potentially under 45 minutes. But this is a very good time. This is the slowest Pokemon in the game, and we end up getting this done. And I will be honest, there's a bunch of fights that I did not need to fight, and there's a bunch of things I did not need to do. So with a little more planning, this Pokemon could easily get this. I could easily get this done under 50 minutes. I don't know if I can get it under 45 minutes. I'm not confident in that, but 50 minutes, yes, I can shave 3 minutes off this time. And it's the second fastest Pokemon I've played through to this point. So that's pretty amazing. And I've played through a lot of Pokemon. There's a lot of good Pokemon I played through as, but this trumps them all except for one, and that's Mr. Mime. So that's a very good feat for this sleeping, slow, Betamax looking Pokemon. Okay, very good job. I'm very impressed with this Pokemon, and like I said, with a little bit of more optimization, I might have a future optimized run where I plan everything out a little bit more, but I cannot be more happy with this result from this Pokemon. And like I said, it could have been better. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Yeah, this was a very fun playthrough, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Next week will be a playthrough of Articuno. That is a Pokemon I honestly think could possibly go faster than this one and even Mr. Mime. So please check out Monday with our prediction video. And yeah, that's it. So thank you everyone for watching. This is JD's Nerdverse. This has been a playthrough of Snorlax. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one, and see ya.